Now, in the past, several Western officials have spoken publicly about the Western countries, like I just mentioned, which are conveniently discarding their old and obsolete munitions and weapons by sending them to Ukraine. And another such exercise is now being undertaken by the US. Well, the latest, according to the US military, over 1 million rounds of ammunition. We're talking about 1 million rounds of 7.62 ammunition has been confiscated from Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and has been transferred by the US to Ukraine. Well, these were seized as a part of the civil claim against an Iranian shipment headed for Houthi rebels in Yemen in December last year.
Now, the 7.62 ammunition is the standard round for Soviet-era Kalashnikov assault rifles, and Ukraine, as a former Soviet republic, still relies on the Kalashnikov for many of its units. Russia has been using Iranian-made drones to attack Ukraine, and now Ukrainian forces will be using bullets seized from Iran against Russian troops. However, it seems that the ammunition is unlikely to make a major difference on the battlefield. So for now, long-range weapons and air defense systems remain on top of Ukraine's wish list.
Absolutely. Now, after the latest move, the nation could send more seized military gear to Ukraine. The US has provided more than 300 million rounds of small arms ammunition and also grenades. And this as a part of the almost $44 billion in military aid, which has been sent to Ukraine in its fight against Russia. However, further US funding for Ukraine's war was not included in a stopgap measure that prevented a government shutdown last weekend.
Now, with the ouster of Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, it is unclear whether the future leader will be able to generate enough support from the party's hardliners. They have opposed sending more money to Ukraine. Biden says that he is worried that Republican infighting in Congress could hurt Ukraine aid. He has added that he would be making a major speech on the issue, outlining why it was critically important for the United States and its allies to keep its commitment to Ukraine.
This is impossible without the remote.
To every member of this body.
It does worry me, but I know there are a majority of members of the House and Senate in both parties who have said that they support funding Ukraine. With your, I'm going to be announcing very shortly a major speech I'm going to make on this issue, and why it's critically important for the United States and our allies that we keep our commitment.
Well, last year, Britain's Royal Navy said that one of its warships had seized Iranian weapons, and these include surface-to-air missiles and engines for cruise missiles from smugglers in international waters south of Iran. Well, it is yet to be seen whether the UK will follow US in providing these seized Iranian weapons to Ukraine. And for more on this, our correspondent Susan Tarani tells us more on the transfer of seized Iranian ammunition to Ukraine. Take a listen.
The U.S. military's announcement that the Pentagon has transferred some 1 million rounds of ammunition seized by Iran to Ukraine comes at a time when the future of more funding to Ukraine is extremely uncertain due to the political infighting at the House of Representatives, as some Republicans have made very clear that they oppose any future funding to Ukraine. It also comes at a time when the Defense Department is running low on money to support Kyiv. The Pentagon has about $5.4 billion left to support Ukraine. However, it only has $1.6 billion to replenish its own stockpile. On Wednesday, U.S. President Joe Biden was asked how the United States plans to support Ukraine if funding is not provided. He said that the White House does have plans, other plans. However, he did not elaborate. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World One.